People assume you're not doing well. You never correct them. And if you've actually built something real, you've probably let that assumption slide more than once. The same shoes for 3 years. The car, nobody compliments the vacation you didn't post. Most people spend to be believed. A new car isn't transportation, it's evidence. Designer labels aren't clothing. They're a resume nobody asked for. It works for a while. Strangers assume competence from a watch. But according to economist Thorstein Veblen, who named this pattern conspicuous consumption over a century ago, that spending is often financed by debt, timed around who's watching, and gone the moment the paycheck stops. It's not wealth. It's a performance staged for an audience that mostly doesn't care. 1. They never correct the assumption. You let people think you're barely getting by. And they're not wrong to notice you don't dress the part. Don't mention numbers. Don't perform success. That's not modesty. Researchers Thomas Stanley and William Danko, who studied hundreds of American millionaires, found the wealthiest people are consistently underestimated by strangers because looking rich and being rich are almost never the same skill. 2. You ask the price. Every time. People assume that means you're worried about money. You're not. Even when the number wouldn't move your account at all, you still ask first. That's not anxiety. That's the exact habit that built the money still running, whether you need it to or not. 3. Old car, no explanation. A coworker once asked a man if he needed a loan for something newer. He said 5 words, "I don't need a newer one." Not embarrassed. Not defensive, just done because the truck still worked, and that was the only qualification it needed. Research from The Millionaire. Nextdoor found most American millionaires drive used, unremarkable cars because a car depreciates the second it leaves the lot, and depreciation was never a status symbol worth financing. 4. Someone calls your shirt cheap. You don't flinch. Most people would rush to explain themselves. You don't because your sense of worth was never wired to someone else's opinion of your thermostat. 5. You barely mention debt. No good news, 3 more years on this. People assume that silence is shame. It's not, it's just not part of the identity you're building out loud. 6. Big purchases get a week. Minimum. Nothing is impulsive. Not because you can't afford mistakes, urgency was simply never your decision-making style. And behavioral research on present bias shows most financial regret comes from decisions made under artificial time pressure. You removed the pressure on purpose. 7. You give and never mention it. No post, no line at dinner. Happiness researcher Elizabeth Dunn found that spending on others produces more lasting satisfaction than spending on yourself, but only when it's not performed for an audience. You found that out without needing the study. Here's the question worth sitting with. Is your restraint actually security, or did wanting more start to feel dangerous somewhere along the way, so you quietly stopped letting yourself want it? Both look identical from the outside. Only you know which one you're living. 8. A raise didn't change what you buy. Your lifestyle stayed flat while your income didn't. People read that as caution. It's a system running exactly as designed. 9. You don't perform confidence in rooms with money in them. No name dropping, no mentioning the number. The room can't read you, and that's the entire point. 10. A good year is a line on a spreadsheet. Nobody else opens. Not the car, not the trip, just a number that answers to you and nobody else. 11. You're the last person anyone would guess has options, which is exactly why you still have them. If you're a man, this hits different at 40 than it did at 25, because by now someone's asked why you don't treat yourself more, and you've had to decide whether their opinion of your bank account was ever their business to begin with. Money that needs to be seen isn't security. It's a costume. The people who actually have it stopped needing the audience a long time ago. Which sign hit closest to home for you? Drop the number in the comments. Follow for more on the psychology of quiet intensity. And if you know someone quietly doing well, while everyone assumes otherwise, send them this. They'll know exactly why.